Hi, buddy. Good morning and welcome back to the farm. You guys, today is a very exciting video once again. Today we are going to be harvesting some basil, we're going to harvest some dill, and then I'm going to show you guys how we dehydrate both for storage and to make basil herb, so stick around. I'm realizing as I'm doing the water for the chickens that the cucumber raised bed needs to be weeded this weekend, so we have to do that too. Alright, so before we harvest the dill, and the basil, I want to check on the side garden. We do have some beetles, so I'm going to have to treat the leaves. I noticed it yesterday. We have the tiny ones and just like the regular Japanese beetles, but these are our two varieties of potato plants. So weather here has been super weird this summer. It's been hot, 100+ degrees in June, which we don't get in Maine. That's contributing to a lot of extra bugs we're finding in the gardens. So we're using as natural as possible ways. I don't want to use anything that we can't then immediately eat the harvest from. Potatoes less concerning because they've got a ways to go before we're going to eat them, but they look really good, so we don't want anything to happen to them. This is the best looking harvest we've had since we started harvesting potatoes, and so far these plants look amazing. Got some beans. These plants also look really good. Really nice plants. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So we've got some white flies, so we've got to deal with those. These are our spaghetti squash plants. Doesn't look that bad on the spaghetti squash plants, just on that one plant for now. These are our pumpkin plants. This row, we got 3 pumpkin plants this year, and that's it. 3 of them. This is the wig out butternut squash. And these plants are going to produce. Wow, look at these. We've got zucchinis coming in. Very exciting. Everything needs a quick watering, so we're going to do that. All right, so this is our raised bed that has basil, dill, and it also has lettuce. We're going to harvest some basil today. As you can tell, we harvested most of one of the big guys already. We'll harvest a little bit of this guy, and then we have all of these guys coming up. So that's why we're harvesting the larger. And so instead of taking part of the stalk of each, we're going to take the whole stalk on the outside of the basil. I'm going to go right in right here. So you can see there's a leaf coming out here, so it might grow another stalk. We're going to leave it to see if it does, but if it doesn't, we have plenty of basil. That one has a very big leaf on it, so we're going to take that one too. Looks like there's more coming in behind it anyway. I always cut at an angle. And we'll take this side one. All right, so this is what we took off the second plant, about half of it. Not a ton, but we have a bunch. In the house already that didn't sell at the farm stand, so we'll use some of that too today. And then we're going to do the same thing with this dill. We're going to actually stick to try to harvesting on the outside because a lot of these inner ones are smaller. So we're going to harvest a bunch of these larger ones on the outside here as we go down, and then we'll leave the rest. We're in a great position with dill and basil. As you can see, we've got more dill coming up here. So that's why we're starting our harvesting early, because we can. We're gonna take that thick one in the middle because it's got flowering. And that's the other thing you want to look at is, are they flowering? Depending on the flowering stage, the flavoring gets really intense, so that's nice. That's a good one right there. We'll take that one. I think that's probably enough. We've got more inside, like I said, so we'll add that to what we have inside. I was watering, and look what I spotted. Jalapeno pepper. These plants are really stunted, so I don't know. But we'll see. Really big ones over here that we might want to clip while we're here. There we are. All right, we're back in the homestead now. We just brought in the basil and the dill. And now we've got to rinse it off and then pat it dry to get it ready to go into the dehydrator. I'm just going to pull the leaves off now from their little stems. Just taking my nail, literally, and just pinching. Set these aside. And yes, I'm taking every leaf except for probably these. All right, now we've got the basil piled up here. I'm gonna let it dry just a little bit more before I put it in the dehydrator, but we're gonna put it in the dehydrator at the lowest setting possible. Literally, we're gonna turn it on, and mine is just a click on like that. And it's just gonna stay at that 95-degree temperature for probably 2 to 4 hours. We'll check it after 2, see how the leaves are doing. If they crumble easily, then we'll jar them up. Okay, while the basil is still drying its last bit, we are just going to quickly spritz this with water, just a quick rinse, and then we're gonna let this dry while the basil is actually running and dehydrating in the dehydrator. I don't put the dill in the basil in at the same time just because I worry about crossing of the flavors and the scents. They're both very strong scented, and put them in a dehydrator for 2 or 3 hours. I'm not sure if the scents would cross, if the flavors would get any different, so we do them separately. But we do also have enough dill here and could have enough basil to fill the entire dehydrator. We got 5 levels here, I think, and we could fill this whole thing today with basil if we wanted to. We're gonna come close, but I don't think we'll fill it all the way. So let's get this dill ready, and then we'll let it dry while the basil is dehydrating. All right, so setting up this dehydrator. This is a super simple dehydrator. We don't have anything super fancy. So yeah, comes with like 5 levels here. You can see that. And what you do is, to pack it away, you flip these like this, and they kind of fall in. To use, you flip them over, and then they stack and leave a gap. So that's kind of nice. So we're just gonna lay the basil on each level and keep stacking until we've got it, all the basil stacked on the dehydrator. They curl up like that, it's not a big deal. Put the next layer on. They're likely going to move around. What is happening? There we go. There's going to be a lot of air pushing them around, so they're probably going to blow around a little bit, but that's okay. Try not to overlap them too much, but again, I think we are going to fill this. And then we're just going to turn it to on, and like I said, just to the on, so that we're just at that 95. Again, mine isn't, I don't have a super fancy dehydrator here. This one works great for what we do. So this is just past the on mark, which means it's right around the 95-degree level, and that's where we want to be for most herbs. Dill and basil run at around 95 degrees.